They said that you killed Laci because you didn't want to be married and you didn't want to be a father.
That's so offensive. It's so disgusting. I just don't get that argument, and it's just absolutely not true.
Scott Peterson maintains his innocence over 2 decades since he was found guilty of murdering his pregnant wife, Laci.
It is so clear what was happening. They had this assumption. I think it's called confirmation bias, where they only look at evidence which can support their bias.
Scott speaking out from prison in the new Peacock docuseries, Face to Face with Scott Peterson, streaming now. 20 years into his life sentence after 2 murder convictions for his 27-year-old wife and the child they were expecting.
Why should anyone want to hear your side of the story? Why should anyone care about what you have to say 20 years later?
If I have a chance to get the reality out there, if I have a chance to show people what the truth is, and if they're willing to accept it, maybe that takes a little bit of hurt off my family.
Along with alternative theories about who else could have killed Laci, Scott admits what he does feel guilty about.
I certainly regret cheating on Laci. Absolutely.
It was about childish, lack of self-esteem, selfish, me.
Is there a part of you that says, I wish I'd never met Scott at all?
My life certainly would be different today. It was something I didn't want to have to think to be real.
Amber Fry, the woman Scott had an affair with while married to Laci, also speaking out this year in a dueling documentary over on Netflix called American Murder, Laci Peterson.
That was something I knew was important that he didn't know I knew.
Scott participated in the Peacock project, but he turned down the Netflix one.
Terrifying, like to think this man that I was getting to know could have something to do with his wife's disappearance.
Now, the only person who is not in this documentary is notably Scott Peterson. As a filmmaker, did you reach out to him for an interview?
Yeah, we reached out to Scott for an interview, and we had some conversations with him in prison. I mean, they were very top-line conversations, and we were communicating with him. But ultimately, he decided not to do the doc. I'm guessing it's because he was doing the Peacock doc, and I never felt that we needed his voice to tell the documentary. I wasn't quite sure if I wanted it, because I wanted it to be about Laci.